Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. This is Corey, and today I want to talk about two poisons that can derail, if not destroy, your leadership influence and impact your team, and impact the performance of your team, impact the culture, impact the health of your culture. And so I want to introduce you to two poisons today that you absolutely want to avoid as a leader. And then tomorrow I want to talk about the two things that you fundamentally need that are the antidote to these two poisons that I'm going to talk about. And those two poisons are politics and confusion. If your organization, if your team is littered with politics, if politics are running rampant and or your team is confused, then you're going to have a hard time leading. You're going to have a hard time delivering business results. You're going to have a hard time building a team that people want to be a part of and that can perform at the highest level, which is what you want as a leader. But politics and confusion are two obstacles that can be in the way, and they're two poisons that can completely derail your team. And so I want to unpack those. And then, like I said, tomorrow I will share the remedy with you and the two things that you absolutely should focus on getting and building as a leader that will help you to mitigate the risk of politics and confusion rearing their ugly head on your team. And so let me talk about politics to start with. Politics happens when people prioritize personal success, their image, or power over the team success. And so how do you know if politics are starting to take hold of your team? Well, people are worrying about number one more than they're worrying about the team, that they are more interested in, and they prioritize their own personal advancement or their personal success to be able to achieve what they want to achieve that may be a detriment to the team. And so if that is the description of what's happening on your team, then politics are there and it's probably holding your team back. And so some examples of what happens in a political environment or when you have politics is the meeting after the meeting. It's when people get together, there's a meeting, but then they get together after the meeting and they talk about the meeting and potentially in a divisive way. And so after the meeting, Slack messages, Teams messages start flying, side conversations start to happen. People complain privately behind the scenes about decisions that are made or decisions that are not made. But no one raises these concerns in the environment where they should have been raised so they could be spoken to or dealt with. And so if you have this on your team, then it's probably a sign that there's political things that are happening and it's slowing your team down. The second is credit hoarding. People care about getting the credit. And if two people are collaborating on a project, when leadership is present, one person will say, I built this project, or I did the most, or I led with the most effort, or whatever it may be. But people start to hoard credit. And when that happens, and it's with other teammates, resentment can grow, collaboration can drop. Nobody will want to work with that person if they're stealing credit or hoarding the credit all the time. And people can become very protective of their work, which will slow your team down. Or maybe it's information control, is that a leader holds back information because it gives them leverage over somebody else. And if that's happening, that's a political move that's happening. And so you want to avoid that because those types of things will derail or slow down your team. The second thing is confusion. If people are confused, you lose. If people don't understand priorities, they don't understand expectations, if they don't understand how decisions are made or who owns what, then it will slow your team down. If you have too many priorities, if ownership is unclear, if success isn't defined, these types of things confuse your team, and it makes it very hard for you to be successful as a leader and as a team. And so if politics and confusion are hallmarks of your team, even if it's unintentional, then it will slow your team down and it will affect your business results. And so those are two poisons you want to avoid that can sneak up on you and can happen without you even know it is happening until you see the effects of it and you know something's wrong with your team. And so those are the poisons. Come back tomorrow and listen in to the remedy or the anecdote that you can use to be able to mitigate the risk that these poisons start to take hold of your team and build the right things that allow your team to be successful.